Good morning students. Today we will start motion in one dimension, that is your second chapter. Okay, and in motion in one dimension a three part is there, A, 2B and 2C, and in 2A the basic things are there, and in 2B the graphically how you will solve the problem, that thing is there, and in part 3 the equation of motions are there. So in this part A, so many things are there, that things already you know already that things. For example, first one is your first price, it is there scalar quantities and the vector quantities. We know the quantities are the physical quantities are of two types. One is your physical quantity and second one is your derived quantity. You have read in the first chapter that fundamental quantity we are having 7 fundamental quantities, and the derived quantity, the quantity which is derived from the fundamental quantity, that is your derived quantity. So that quantity is again divided into scalar quantities and the vector quantities. What is scalar quantity? The quantity which is having only magnitude. For its representation we need only magnitude, that is your what? Scalar quantity. For example, mass is a scalar quantity, time is a scalar quantity, length is a scalar quantity, mass, length, time, temperature, these are what? Scalar quantity. And what is vector quantity? The quantity which is having both magnitude and direction, that is your what? Vector quantity. For example, force is a vector quantity. Why I am saying that force is a vector quantity? Suppose the force unit is Newton. Okay, 5 Newton force. 5 Newton force in which direction? 5 Newton force in north direction or south or east and west. Then only we can say that in this particular direction this much force is there. So for force we need magnitude and direction. So force, acceleration, velocity, these are what? Vector quantities. So many vector quantities are there. So for vector quantities, how you can represent a vector quantity with a arrow mark? For example, suppose force is a vector quantity. So whenever you will write force, you will put your one arrow mark. This shows that this is the vector quantity. For acceleration, this is acceleration is denoted by small a. So when you will write acceleration, you will put an arrow mark. Velocity, V, arrow mark. Okay, so this arrow mark denotes that this is a vector quantity. For example, work is a scalar quantity. So whenever you will write work, not need to put a arrow mark, because work is a scalar quantity. Okay, now you see the rest. What is rest and what is motion? Okay, for example, you see rest. Suppose this blackboard is at rest. Why? Because its position with respect to me, with respect to this room, with respect to me, it is fixed. With respect to time, at 6 o'clock the blackboard is here, at 7 o'clock the blackboard is here. Okay, with respect to time it doesn't change its position. So that's why it is in rest. So how we can define rest? Rest, the body is said to be rest if it will not change its position with respect to time and with respect to surrounding. And if it will change the time, it will change its position with respect to time and surrounding. In that case, we can say that it is in motion. Now, the one dimensional motions, actually we are having 3 types of motion. One is the one dimensional, 2 dimensional and 3 dimensional motion, but here only we will read the one dimensional motion. One dimensional motion is also known as straight line motion or rectilinear motion. In one dimensional motion, the body moves in a straight line. The body moves in a straight line. Suppose the train is moving in a track. Okay, that is when a body moves in a straight path, that is what? The rectilinear motion or one dimensional motion. What is two dimensional motion? Suppose I am writing something in this blackboard. This blackboard is a plane, that is your 2 dimension. That is your what? 2 dimensional motion. And 3 dimensional motion, that means 3 axes, that is your x, y and z. 3 axes are there. For example, the kite is flying. That kite motion is your what? 3 dimensional motion. And 2 dimensional motion, suppose one insect is moving here and curling, that is your what? This is your plane. that motion is your two-dimensional motion, but that thing we will see later. You are having only the one-dimensional motion. The body which is moving in the motion in the straight line is known as, in one direction is known as one-dimensional motion. Okay. After that is your first thing is your distance and displacement. You have already read this one: distance, displacement, speed, velocity, acceleration. These small things you have read. So what is distance? Distance is the path or the length covered by the body. That is your what? Distance. And displacement is the distance between the initial and the final position. That is your what? Displacement. And you see the unit of distance. The unit of distance is meter. The unit of displacement is also meter. And the CGS unit is centimeter. This is your what? The path or the length. This is also one type of length. Then what is the difference between distance and the displacement? First, distance is a scalar quantity and displacement is a vector quantity. Okay. So that means distance with particular direction is known as your what? Displacement. So distance actually depends on the path, but displacement doesn't depends on the path. It only depends on the initial and the final position. Okay. For example, suppose A point, suppose one body starts motion from here to A to B, again B to A. Suppose A to B, suppose here 3 centimeter and B to A also 3 centimeter. If I am asking you total distance is your A to B 3, B to A 3. So 3 plus 3 is your 6. But displacement, you see, A to B, B to A, that is means this is A is your initial position and B is your final position. So A and B, the displacement is your what? 0. Okay, because the initial and the final position is same. There is no when the body is moving from here to here, A to B and B to A, so this distance is 6 and the displacement is 0. Okay, and distance we cannot say the distance 0, but displacement may be 0. For example, suppose a body moves in a circular path. Suppose body moves in a circular path. Okay, what is the distance and what is the displacement? So what is the distance? Its circumference or perimeter, that is your 2 pi r. But for displacement, suppose I am taking this is initial position and this is your also final position, the displacement is 0. Okay, so this is all about your distance and displacement. So it depends on the path, it doesn't depend on the path. It is a scalar quantity, it is a vector quantity, it cannot be 0, displacement can be 0. Then speed and velocity. Speed is your what? The rate of change of distance. Speed is your distance by time. Velocity, we can say that this velocity is your displacement by time. If displacement is 0, then velocity will be also 0. Velocity is your what? The change in the speed is your what? Distance, rate of change of distance. That is your distance by time. Velocity is the distance changes with time in a particular direction. If direction is attached with it, then that is your what? Velocity. So velocity is the speed unit is what? Meter second inverse. Velocity is also meter second inverse. Same difference is there. Speed is a scalar quantity, velocity is a vector quantity. Since distance cannot be 0, if distance cannot be 0, speed cannot be 0, velocity, but velocity may be 0. Velocity may be negative, may be positive. Okay, because velocity is a vector quantity. If the direction changes in the sign from positive and the negative sign, we can find out the direction. Okay, this is all about your speed and velocity. Velocity, now you see the speed. Different types of speeds are there. First is your uniform speed, non-uniform speed, instantaneous speed and the average speed. What is uniform speed? uniform speed if a body covers equal distance in equal interval of time. Equal distance in equal interval of time, that is your uniform speed. Okay, non-uniform speed on equal distance in equal interval of time, that is your what? Non-uniform speed. For example, suppose if there is no traffic and your one vehicle is moving with uniform speed, but if the crowded area is there, traffic is there, then what? The speed, the distance covered by that vehicle is not same in the means different interval of time, that is your what? Non-uniform speed. And the instantaneous speed, actually in this non-uniform speed, this instantaneous speed and the average speed is there if the speed is non-uniform, and if the speed is uniform, generally the instantaneous speed and the average speed is equal. But if the speed is non-uniform speed, you see what is first instantaneous speed? Instantaneous speed is your speed at any instant. Speed at any instant. If a body covers on equal distance in equal interval of time, suppose at particular instant, suppose at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds, and the body covers some distance. Okay, suppose we want to calculate the distance covered at 2.1 second, 2.2 second. Okay, 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, that means distance covered in a very at a very small interval of time, that is your what? Instantaneous speed. Or we can say that speed at any instant is your what? Instantaneous speed. So how we will calculate the instantaneous speed? The instantaneous speed is your distance travelled in a short time interval by that time interval. For स्मॉल टाइम, एक पर्टिकुलर एक शॉर्ट टाइम इंटरवल के लिए कितना डिस्टेंस कवर किया है उतना निकालोगे बाय टाइम इंटरवल. सपोज फॉर एग्जांपल, सपोज 1 to 2 सेकेंड में 1.5, सो 1 to 1.5 सेकेंड में कितना डिस्टेंस कवर किया है? 1 to 1.5, द टाइम इंटरवल इज व्हाट? 0.5. द डिस्टेंस बाय टाइम दैट विल गिव यू द इंस्टेंटेनियस स्पीड. And average speed is your total distance by total time. And for 1 marks question, remember one thing, for uniform speed the instantaneous speed and the average speed is same, but for non-uniform speed the instantaneous speed and the average speed is different. Similarly, velocity, only velocity, the direction one is will be add. So velocity also same thing, that uniform velocity, non-uniform velocity and instantaneous velocity. What is uniform velocity? If a body covers equal distance in an equal interval of time in the same direction, that is what? Uniform velocity. And non-uniform velocity, we can say that equal distance, equal interval of time but different direction, that is your non-uniform velocity. If unequal distance and different direction, that is also non-uniform velocity. But here only velocity के साथ एक तो direction attached होना है, that is the non-uniform velocity. And the instantaneous velocity, velocity at any instant. Okay, and how we will calculate the velocity? Velocity is your change in displacement by change in time. Understood? Okay. Now you see the acceleration. Acceleration is also a vector quantity because acceleration is having also direction, and acceleration is denoted by small a with an arrow mark. Whenever you will write acceleration, try to put arrow mark every time. So acceleration is a vector quantity. And what is acceleration? Acceleration is your rate of change of velocity, that is a change in velocity by time interval. Okay, change in velocity by time interval. And one thing, actually when the velocity is increasing with respect to time, with time if the velocity is increasing, in that case only we can say that the body is accelerated. Accelerated, that means, remember one thing, accelerated motion, that means its velocity is increasing. And if the velocity decreases, that means you see the velocity, the rate of change of velocity, that means velocity may be increase, may be decrease. So if it is increases with time, that is your what? Acceleration. If it is decreases with time, that is your what? Retardation. So retardation is your decrease in velocity. That means we can say that retardation is your negative acceleration. Okay, the acceleration unit is what? Velocity unit is meter per second, second inverse by time unit is what? Second. So second ये ऊपर जाएगा तो that is your second to the power minus 2 meter per second square, and CGS unit is your centimeter per second square. Okay, and similarly the retardation unit is also meter per second square SI unit, and CGS unit is a centimeter per second square. I am just writing here one formula that acceleration, you see, acceleration is a change in velocity by time. Actually the velocity is denoted by V or U. Generally U is your initial velocity and V is your final velocity. If the velocity is changing, suppose initially the velocity is 20 meter per second, after some time its velocity is what? 30. So initial is a 20 U and final is your 30. Okay, so this V minus U, the change in velocity by time interval. This is the time interval. Okay, so acceleration equals to V minus U by T. Okay, after that you see the acceleration is also two types, that is the uniform acceleration and the variable acceleration. What is uniform acceleration? You see the uniform acceleration, if the velocity changes means continuously with time equally, that is your what? Uniform acceleration. And variable one is you have read already that non-uniform velocity, non-uniform speed. Similarly here variable acceleration is also there. Variable acceleration, if the velocity is changes not properly means constantly, that is your what? Variable acceleration. Okay, but velocity should be acceleration. What means velocity is increasing, but if it is suppose the first half, first interval it is 3, second interval it is 5, okay, velocity, then it is your variable acceleration. Okay, then after that one more thing is there, acceleration due to gravity. Okay, acceleration due to gravity, ड्यू टू अर्थ का ग्रेविटेशनल पुल के वजह से जो एक्सेलरेशन बॉडी के ऊपर एक्ट होता है दैट इज योर एक्सेलरेशन ड्यू टू ग्रेविटी. अगर एक बॉडी को मैं ऐसा फेंकूंगी तो ना वो नीचे आएगा, क्यों? ग्रेविटी के वजह से. ग्रेविटी और एक बॉडी को अपनी तरफ अट्रैक्ट कर रहा है, तो एक बॉडी जो नीचे आएगा कुछ वेलोसिटी से नीचे आएगा, दैट इज योर व्हाट? एक्सेलरेशन ड्यू टू ग्रेविटी. एक्सेलरेशन ड्यू टू द अर्थ्स gravitational pull is known as acceleration due to gravity, and that is denoted by acceleration due to gravity is denoted by small g, and for earth surface it is fixed 9.8 meter per second square for earth. For different planet acceleration due to gravity is different, but for earth you will take 9.8, but many times when you will do the numericals you can also take 10 for your EG calculation. Okay, that is a 9.8 meter per second square. That means the acceleration due to gravity only depends on the earth's gravitational pull, it doesn't depends on the mass. Okay, that is your acceleration due to gravity. Okay. Now you see the part 2b, the graphical representation of linear motion, the rectilinear motion or linear motion, how we can represent in a graphical method. So 3 types of graphs are there, the displacement time graph, velocity time graph and acceleration time graph. So we will see one by one. First you see the displacement time graph. Suppose I will draw one graph between the time versus displacement. Try to take the time in x-axis, this is your x-axis, and this one is your y-axis. The time is in x-axis and displacement is your y-axis. So suppose this is your 0, 1, 2, 1 second, 2 second, 3 second, 4 second. In 1 second the displacement is 10. In 2 second the displacement is 20. In 3 displacement is 30, like this. Okay. So in the graph paper also you can draw the displacement time graph. Well, any graph you know how to draw the graph. You see, this is the displacement time graph for stationary object. For stationary object means what? Rest object. Rest object means what? That body doesn't change its position with respect to time. So for example, you see, suppose this one is the graph. You see, at 1 second the displacement is 20. At 2 seconds the displacement is 20. At 3 the displacement is 20. At 4 displacement is 20. At 5 displacement is 20. That means what? The time is changing but the position is constant. So that's why this is a, if the displacement time graph one line is there, that is parallel to x-axis, it is there, then you will think that this is for your stationary object. That means when you will see this type of graph, that means suddenly you will think that this is a object is at rest. After that, you see the displacement time graph for uniform velocity. Uniform velocity is what? The displacement will change in regular interval of time. You see the same displacement in same interval of time. For example, you see at 1 second the displacement is 10, at 2 displacement is 20, at 3 displacement is 30. Okay. Now you see here the displacement gap 10, 10, 10, 10, 10 gap is there, and time here 1, 1, 1 is there. That means equal displacement in equal interval of time. That's why it is uniform velocity, and the displacement is continuously increasing. Here the displacement is directly proportional to time. This is the graph for directly proportional. If graph is like this, that means you will think that this is the displacement time graph for uniform velocity. Now you see here one more graph is there, displacement time graph with positive and negative slope. Positive and negative slope means what you see? The positive one you see here the displacement is gradually increasing, and here the displacement is gradually decreasing. That's why it is negative, and this one is your what? Positive. The slope part you will read in maths in detail. We will discuss here how to calculate the slope of the graph. We will see. Okay. So this is your what? For stationary object. This one is for uniform velocity, and this one is for uniform velocity, but one part is increasing, displacement is increasing, and one part the displacement is decreasing. Okay. Now you see this is all about your displacement time graph. Now you see the velocity time graph, and you see from the displacement time graph one thing you can calculate. From displacement time graph you can calculate also velocity. How we will calculate velocity? You see, from the displacement time graph you will find the slope of the displacement time graph, then you can find the velocity. How you will calculate the slope? You see, this is your displacement. You want to find the slope of this line, you just draw one perpendicular here and here. Okay, the slope is equals to this perpendicular by base. This perpendicular, this height is how much here? Here it is, suppose this one is 40, this one is 40, and suppose this one is 50. Okay, this is 50 and this one is your 5. So 50 by 5, that one is your what? 10 meter per second. Okay, so if you will find the slope of displacement time graph, then you can calculate the acceleration. Okay, that means one mark question is there. The slope of the displacement time graph is your velocity. Suppose at any point, suppose at this point you want to find the slope, then you just draw one perpendicular here, here. So this distance is your what? 40, and this one is your 4. 40 by 4 is your 10. Here 30 by 3 is your 10. 20 by 10 is your what? 10. So the slope of this line is same. Actually the slope is also depends on this angle. This angle is denoted by theta. Okay, if this angle is more, then slope will be also more. These things you will read in maths, that theta, slope, tangent, tan theta. Okay, these things you will calculate. But if this angle is more, then the slope will be more. Okay, this is all about your displacement time graph. After that you see velocity time graph. velocity time graph. From the velocity time graph we can calculate two things. One is your acceleration, one is your displacement. One is your acceleration, how you will calculate acceleration and how you will calculate displacement. First you see velocity time graph for uniform velocity. Velocity time graph for uniform velocity. Uniform velocity, that means what? The velocity is changing means constantly. Okay, this is for your uniform velocity graph. And for uniform acceleration, I had told that for acceleration, that means what? Velocity is increasing. Velocity is increasing uniformly. So you see here the velocity is increasing. This is for your uniform acceleration. Your velocity is directly proportional to time. You see the velocity is increasing at means continuously with time. And from this velocity time graph you can calculate also acceleration. How you will calculate? Same thing. The slope of the velocity time graph will give you the acceleration. How you will calculate? Suppose you see, suppose you want to find the line. So slope of this line, you draw one perpendicular here, perpendicular by base, P by B. This is a right angle triangle. So this is your P, this one is your B. This P is your, this height is your, suppose 80 and this one is 8. 80 by 8 is your what? 10. So velocity acceleration is your 10 meter per second. Understood? The slope of the velocity time graph is acceleration. So see, from the velocity time graph we can calculate acceleration, and from the velocity time graph also you can calculate displacement or distance. How you will calculate the displacement or distance? Actually, suppose you see this is your line. If you will find the area of this figure, then you can calculate what? The displacement of the graph, means velocity time graph. You see how you will calculate the displacement? You see this is your what? One triangle, right angle triangle. So right angle triangle area formula is your what? Half into base into height. So half, here base is your what? 8 and height is your what? 80. So this is your 8 4 ja 32, 320 meter. Okay, so this is your what? Displacement. Area under that curve, that means this curve और ये x एक्सिस के साथ जो फिगर बनाएगा वो फिगर का अगर तुम लोग एरिया निकालोगे दैट विल गिव यू द डिस्प्लेसमेंट. फॉर एग्जांपल यू से वेलोसिटी टाइम ग्राफ, यहाँ से हम लोग को क्या निकालना है? डिस्प्लेसमेंट निकालना है. तो इसको मैं क्लोज कर देती हूँ परपेंडिकुलर ड्रा करके. ये एक ठो ग्राफ और एक ठो फिगर बन गया. सपोज दिस इज अ रेक्टेंगल. सपोज दिस थिंग्स, सपोज 0 to 8 this one, 0 to 6 and this one is your suppose 60, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 like this. So this is your what? Length. This one is your what? Breadth. So length is your 6, breadth is your what? Here it is time. Sorry, this one is your velocity. You are taking 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 and time you are taking 6. So you just multiply this into this. Suppose this one is your 6 second and this one is your 60 meter. So 60 into 6, that is your 360 meter. So the velocity means what? Area of this figure is what? 360. So you will get the displacement is 360. That means जो भी ग्राफ बनेगा वो x एक्सिस के साथ कौन सा फिगर बना रहा, वो फिगर का अगर एरिया निकाल दोगे then you will get the displacement. And velocity time graph का अगर slope निकालोगे that will give you the acceleration. Okay. You have seen there the velocity time graph for uniform acceleration. That means velocity is continuously increasing. Here the graph is velocity time graph for uniform retardation. I had told already that if the velocity is decreases with time, then that is your retardation. So you see this figure, this velocity is decreasing. If the graph is like this, then you will think that here the velocity is decreases and that is for retardation. Okay, and from this graph also you can calculate the distance. How you will calculate the distance? You just find the area under this curve, this line, the distance in 4 सेकेंड. दैट मीन्स बॉडी अगर 0 से 4 सेकेंड तक गया है तो कितना डिस्टेंस कवर किया है, कैसे निकालोगे? इसका जस्ट एरिया निकाल दो, हाफ इंटू बेस इंटू हाइट. सो हाफ बेस इज योर व्हाट? OA and height is your this OB. So 4 into 40. So half into 4 into 40, that is your what? 80. So distance covered in 4 seconds is your 80. Similarly, you can calculate also, I have told that from velocity time graph, you can calculate what? The acceleration. Here also you can calculate acceleration, and here also you will see that here the acceleration is negative. You see, okay, you see here that initial velocity here, this line, this curve starts from here, 40 to here. That 40 is your what? Initial velocity, and here at 4 seconds the velocity is 0. Understood? At 4 seconds the velocity is 0. Yes or no? So that means what? Initial velocity is your 40 and final velocity is your what? 0. And we know that acceleration is your final minus initial velocity, final velocity minus initial velocity by time. So final velocity is your what? 0. Initial velocity is your what? 40, 0 minus 40 by 4 minus 0. That is your what? Minus 10 meter per second. And here also you can see initially the velocity is 40 and finally the velocity is 0. 40 to 0 the velocity is decreasing, that's why it is retardation. Okay. Now you see the acceleration time graph. Acceleration time graph for uniform velocity. For uniform velocities means what? Uniform velocity is your what? Equal distance in equal interval of time. And I had told what is acceleration if the velocity changes continuously. If the velocity is not changing, that means what? Acceleration is what? 0. For uniform velocities also acceleration is 0. So that's why you see the acceleration time graph is this one. This is your line. Okay, the acceleration time graph, because this acceleration is 0 for uniform velocity. Why? Because for uniform velocity there is no change in velocity. The velocity is what? Constant. The changes is constant. Now you see for uniform acceleration, constant acceleration, that's why graph is like this. And for uniform retardation, retardation means what? Negative acceleration. That's why I have taken in this the negative y-axis, negative axis minus it. And this is for acceleration, uniform acceleration, and this one is for uniform retardation. For retardation, that's why I have taken here negative y-axis. So now you see the equation of motion. Okay, then this equation of motion will find the relations among u, v, initial velocity, final velocity, distance, time, and this equation of motion is valid only for the uniform acceleration. Okay, there are three equations of motion. First one is your v equals to u plus 80. V is your final velocity, u is your initial velocity, and a is your acceleration, and t is your time. And s equals to ut plus half at square. This is your second equation of motion. And the third equation of motion is your v square minus u square equals to 2as. These are the three equations of motion. Okay, this is valid for your uniform acceleration. So we will derive these three equations of motion. In your book, two methods are there. One our graphical method and one is alternative method is there. In your exam, the question it is given, solve it by graphical method, then you have to do by graphical method. If any method is not mentioned, then you can do any method. So I have written here u is the initial velocity, v final velocity, and a is the acceleration. So you see the first equation of motion how you will derive. And for three equation of motion, this diagram is same for these three equation of motion, and I had told that this three equation of motion is valid only for the uniform acceleration. So for uniform acceleration, I have drawn here velocity time graph. Time is in x-axis and velocity is in the y-axis. Since it is uniform acceleration, you remember for uniform acceleration the straight line is there. So here it is straight line is there. Okay. And here you see this body is having some initial velocity. That's why I have started the graph from here to here. If the body starts from rest, then I will start this line from here. 0 like this. For uniform acceleration the graph is like this now. So this is your what? The body is starting from rest. But here I have taken here the body initially is having some initial velocity, that is your u. After some times the velocity is gradually increasing with respect to time. So the initial velocity is u and the final velocity is v, and this is your time. I have drawn here one perpendicular here and I just join this one. So O, A, B, C, D. And how we will calculate the acceleration? Already I have discussed. Acceleration is your slope of the velocity time graph. So acceleration is the slope of the line AB. Slope of the line AB. So how we will calculate the slope of the line AB? This is a right angle triangle. This one is perpendicular. This one is your base. Perpendicular by base. So the perpendicular is your what? BC. So BC by OC, and BC is your what? Total BD minus CD. So BD is total is your what? V, and CD is total is your what? U. This one is your U, this one is U, and this total is your V. This is your V, okay, and this one is your T. So BD, B to D is your what? BD minus CD. So BD is your V and CD is your U. So V minus U by T. So acceleration is A equals to V minus U by T, and A into T is your V minus U, then V is equals to U plus AT. This is all about your first equation of motion. Now you see how we will calculate the second and the third equation of motion. And you see the second equation of motion, there is S equals to ut plus half at square. And the third equation of motion, b square minus u square equals to 2as. And that two equation, s is there. S is your distance. Okay. And I had already told from the velocity time graph how you will calculate the distance if you will find the area under that curve. Okay. That is what that will give you the distance. So if you will find this AB, this is your what diagram? If you will find the area of this figure, then you can calculate the value of S. So for this you see the distance travel in t second is equals to area of, you see this is your what? Trapezium. This figure is known like a trapezium. This is your what? Two parallel sides, and these two are the two non-parallel sides. So trapezium, also you can divide this into two figures. One is your what? Triangle, and one is your what? Rectangle. Okay. So area of the triangle, you see ACB plus area of rectangle OACD. So if you will find the area in this way, then you can calculate, you can derive the second equation of motion. And if you find the area of the trapezium, then you can derive the third equation of motion. So you see, I am just doing in this second method, that is your what? The area of the triangle ACB plus area of OACD. This figure I am dividing into two parts, in the triangle and the rectangle. So the triangle is your half into base into height. Half base is your what? AC, height is your BC. So half AC into BC plus rectangle length into base. Length is your, you see what? Length is your OD into OA. So OD into OA. So half AC value is your C. AC value is how much? T, and BC. BC is your V minus U. You see this one is your BC. This total is your V. This one is U. So BC is your V minus U. So half into T into V minus U plus OA is your U and OD is your T. So half into T, V minus U. You see in the first equation of motion already you have derived V minus U is equals to what? 80. So in place of V minus U, you can write 80. So half 80 square plus UT or UT plus half 80 square. This is the second equation of motion. Then you see third equation of motion. I had told if you will find the area of the trapezium, then you can derive the third equation of motion. So distance is equals to area of the trapezium OABD. What is the area formula for trapezium? Half into sum of the parallel sides into height. Sum of the parallel sides. This is your one parallel side and this is your one parallel side. So this is your U. This total is your what? V. So U plus V. And height is your this one OD T. This is your U. This one is V. This one is T. If this is T, this one is also T. So half OA plus BD into OD. So V plus U into T. And in place of T, we can write V minus U by A. This one is from your first equation of motion. You see, AT equals to V minus U now, and T is equals to what? V minus U by A. So you just put here T is equals to V minus U by A, and you see V plus U, V minus U. A plus B into A minus B is your A square minus B square. So V square minus U square by A. So V square minus U square, this 2A into S 2A's is equals to V square minus U square. So V square minus U square equals to 2AS. This is your third equation of motion. So in this way, the graphically you can, this is very important for your exam. Generally this derivations comes, and one more method is there. Mathematically also you can derive this three equation of motion. Okay. So now you see that the alternative method for the three equation of motions. This is also very easy. The first one, A is equals to change in velocity by time. Acceleration is a change in velocity by time. So final is your V, initial is your U, V minus U by T. So acceleration equals to V minus U by T. That A into T is your AT, V minus U. So V equals to U plus AT. This is the first equation of motion. Similarly, the second equation of motion, distance. Distance equals to what? Average velocity into time. How you will calculate average? Total. So total is the total by the 2 average velocity, U plus V by 2. This is the what? Average velocity into time. So V plus U by 2 into T. In place of V, you can write U plus AT. U plus AT plus U by 2 into T. So U plus U is your what? 2U plus AT by 2 into T. So 2U by T, AT square by 2U into T. 2U T by 2 plus AT into T is your AT square by 2. So this 2 cancel. So S equals to UT plus half AT square. Then third equation of motion, same thing. So you see the same formula, the average velocity into time. Just here you see that V plus U by 2 into T. You just put the value of T from the first equation of motion. T is equals to V minus U by A, and you see V plus U and V minus U. A plus B into A minus B, A square minus B square. So V square minus U square by 2A, that is V square minus U square equals to 2AS. Same thing, but here you just put the value of V, U plus AT, and here you just put the value of T. So this is your three equation of motion, and if the three equation of motion, if the formula is the, suppose the question is that write three equation of motion for freely falling body, you will see that in place of A you just write G. For freely falling body, in place of A you just write G. For example, our first equation of motion is what? V equals to U plus AT. For freely falling body, it will be U plus GT. Okay. S equals to UT plus half AT square. S equals to UT plus half GT square. And in place of S, you just write H. V square minus U square equals to 2AS. In place of A, you just write G. So V square minus U square equals to 2GH. That is your for freely falling body. If the body is moving in the downward direction, if the body is moving in the upward direction, then the acceleration will be negative, because in the upward direction the velocity is continuously decreasing. I had told if the velocity is decreasing, that is your what? Negative acceleration. So in place of, if the body is moving in the upward direction, you will write in place of A, you will write minus G. So this, it will be V equals to U minus GT. S equals to UT minus GT square. V square minus U square equals to minus 2GH. Like that only you have to change. Okay.